Hi, welcome to day 16 of me telling the world the most incredible story that you'll ever hear of the things that have been happening to me, my friends, and my family over the last 7 months, all while on a 40-day water-only fast. I'm just doing the fast for spiritual reasons and so that you guys will take my story seriously. I'm not doing it for weight loss, but I have lost 18 and a half pounds now. I feel good. So I feel like my body's like regenerating, and I'm very clear-minded. I'm very pleased with how this is going at this point. But something crazy happened last night. After making yesterday's video, I felt like the call to tap into DMT was happening, and the being inside of me got really excited when I tapped in. DMT is weird, and that it's sometimes it's hard to remember what happened during your experience, and it's almost a dream, and the memory just fades away. That happens because you're tapping into a realm of consciousness that you typically wouldn't remember. But that is why it's so important also to take the time after each experience to integrate, to take notes, do those kind of things. The sooner you do that, the more likely you are to remember it. But it can be frustrating, but it was never more frustrating than last night because it told me something important, like some information about what's to come. I can't remember it at all. Like for the life of me, I cannot remember it. I tap back in, trying to see if I can catch it again, but still no luck. Um, I'll keep everyone posted as whatever that was progresses because it's usually how that works. But I have a strong feeling that weird things are going to happen to me as this fast extends. So I plan to keep everyone included on this crazy and incredible experience, but just stay tuned for that. So yesterday we had talked a little bit more about the concept of the ascension, rapture, whatever you want to call it, the shift in human consciousness that has been prophesized for centuries and is now really unfolding before our eyes. Today I'm going to show you how the science is beginning to explain what spiritual teachings have known all along. One of the strangest and most electrifying aspects of this shift is the sudden emergence of telepathy and channeling. People are waking up knowing things that they've never studied, speaking languages they've never learned, and downloading wisdom that seems to come from nowhere, which is exactly what's been happening to us. Just like this has been happening all over the world. But how is it happening? And the answer actually lies in quantum communication, which is one of the formulas or equations that we have. So quantum entanglement tells us that two particles, no matter how far apart, can remain instantaneously connected across the universe. Now apply that to human consciousness. Your thoughts and your mind and your awareness, they're not confined to your skull. They exist in a vast, interconnected field, like an intergalactic Wi-Fi network. Telepathy isn't science fiction. It's just logging into the right frequency and channeling it isn't fantasy. It's tuning into like a cosmic radio and receiving the signal that's loud and clear. And it's fascinating. It gets more fascinating. Scientists recently captured an image of two entangled particles, and visually, it looks exactly like the yin yang symbol. Exactly like two opposing yet interconnected forces locked in an eternal dance, influence one another despite physical separation. Just as entangled particles mirror each other's state instantly, our consciousness, thoughts, and energy exchanges they reflect a greater cosmic harmony. The concept of duality dissolves as we begin to see that separation is merely just an illusion. There's more we align within this understanding, the more we effortless, telepathic, and intuitive abilities become. Excuse me. Scientific studies have shown evidence of non-local consciousness. The famous Princeton Pear Lab, which has conducted decades of experiments testing the effects of human consciousness on physical systems. Their research revealed that human intention can influence random number generators beyond statistical chance. Essentially, the mind appears to interact with reality in a way that suggests a deeper interconnected field of consciousness. In one of their most well-known experiments, the participants were asked to influence a machine generating completely random sequences of numbers. And then time and time again, the results showed measurable deviations, suggesting that their human thought alone could create order from randomness. And this aligns with the idea that consciousness is not just a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping reality itself. The double slit experiment is an incredible example of that. Now, more recently, studies at the Institute of Noetic Sciences have explored how people can receive and transmit information based on normal sensory perception, further validating telepathic and intuitive experiences. So, how does this all relate to the ascension? If our consciousness is becoming more connected, then our ability to communicate beyond spoken words will naturally increase, and we're seeing evidence of it everywhere. Many are already experiencing spontaneous telepathic interactions, vivid premonitions, and downloads of complex knowledge that seem to come out of nowhere. This is not a coincidence. It's a sign that we were evolving into a higher dimensional beings. And that is what is happening. This is why so many of us are suddenly experiencing unexplained synchronicities, spontaneous spiritual downloads, and undeniable connections to something greater. The veil is lifting, and the static is clearing. We are finally hearing the broadcast. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to break down how cosmic forces are actively influencing this shift. We've talked about it briefly. We'll get into some more detail with it. But you can consciously navigate these energies to ride this wave instead of being swallowed up by it. This is the stuff that we're getting, and it's happening to us. We were able to use DMT as a tool to get to that point, but it's happening to other people spontaneously, even without it. But look into this stuff. It's fascinating, but it's all true. So I'm just here to point you in the right direction, make it easy. So thanks for following. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day.